Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, your health and fitness and body and mindset from where you are right now to where it is that you want to be. And today it's Sunday, 2 days after Christmas now, my final day of relaxation before I get back into it tomorrow. Still enjoying reading, still enjoying my workouts, still enjoying just relaxing. It's really nice. Now, today's focus is all about you. It's all about your body, your health, your wellness, and how you're feeling a couple of days maybe after Christmas. And depending on what it is that you're putting into your body, it might be a little bit different from normal. That might mean that you're feeling also a little bit different. So how do we help with that? Well, this is what I love about this time of the year. Many people, if I think about my neighbours, so last night, or yesterday afternoon, I was outside and I was lying on my banana lounge and I was reading my book, and I was out there for about an hour, and it was early afternoon. And these people over the back fence down a house, they were making quite a lot of noise, but they had kids and everything there, so it was all nice. They were singing and stuff. It made me smile. They looked like they were having a really good time, or sounded like they were having a really good time. Now this was around 1, 2 o'clock, something like that. Now they kept going and going and going, and I could still hear them at around 9:30, 9:45 last night. And they were getting louder, so there was probably more and more alcohol being drunken, and I reckon there'd be some very sore heads today. Now, depending on how you've fueled yourself over the last few days, it's the festive season, and I know if you're in the US and you've got Thanksgiving, you just get out of Thanksgiving, celebrations, and you head into Christmas again. So there can be this overwhelming sense of just overindulgence in drink, whether it's alcoholic or otherwise, and just other foods that perhaps you're not normally eating. So today, a couple of days later, you might be starting to feel the effects of that and feeling a bit just a bit yuck. So how do we get rid of that feeling? Well, let me just talk through a couple of the principles that I talk to people about. And this is the way I've used as trial and error, I suppose, over many years to really get the most out of the holiday season for me. So what I do is I eat at the same principles of my food. I build up my meals the same way. I'm making sure I've got protein, making sure I'm having heaps of plant-based food, making sure that I'm not overdoing it with the high-energy food or desserts or things that I wouldn't normally eat. Why? Because it means if I do, I'm going to feel pretty yucky at some point. And it's the holiday season, so I don't want to feel yucky. I want to feel like I'm relaxing, I'm doing the things that I want to do. I like to still go and work out and do those things. I've got some extra time and just really enjoy those fun things. Now, that's not to say that I don't have, some other food, but I don't. If people saw what I ate, like I had a tiny slither of a chocolate cake that my daughter made with her new Mixmaster thing, like KitchenAid, cake mixer thing. But that's it, because I know if I have too much stuff, I don't feel good, and I don't want to not feel good. So if that's you, the thing that I would say to you to help you start to feel better is just a couple of things. One, just don't continue to go nuts over this festive season. And I know that between Christmas and New Year, so today's the 27th of December, but most of the globe seems to be on holidays over this next week. So don't go nuts with, continuing to do the same thing. I know a lot of people here in Australia will not return to work until the 11th of January. So they've got a few more weeks. I return to work tomorrow at 4:30 a.m. My schedule's a little bit different, but I'm back into the work. So I've had a couple of days off, rest, and I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll feel more refreshed and everything. But a lot of people will continue to go through this phase through to mid-January, and then depending on what the weather's like in mid-January, that can continue to go till the start of February when the kids go back to school here in Australia. And so that's when people say, oh, wow, I've really put on an extra few kilos over this period of time, and then decide to maybe do something about it. So don't be like that. So we can do it differently for you. So the first thing that I would say is you've got to drink plenty of water. So here I'm going to talk in litres. For me, I drink 3 to 3.5 litres a day. I'm down a little bit today. It's kind of mid-afternoon, and I can feel that I haven't had enough water today. I've probably had about 1.5 litres already today, but I know that I need to have more. So once I finish this, I will go and have some more. But the water is great because it keeps you hydrated. Alcohol, for instance, dehydrates you. The more water you have, it helps flush out all the toxins, obviously keeps you hydrated and just helps you feel clean. Now, the other thing is a lot of people will have more sweets and snack treats over this time, which can leave you feeling a bit yucky inside as well. So I would say make sure that you have a big focus on plant-based food. Make sure that you're getting enough of that plant-based food in. So here, when I talk about plant-based food, I'm talking about everything, exclude potatoes, okay? They're a high-energy food. I'll talk about that in a minute. So think leafy green stuff, stir fries, salads, that kind of thing. Eating lots of that. I mean, that should always comprise probably 2/3 of your plate or the meal that you're consuming. Unfortunately, most people eat too much high-energy food. So like that's the potatoes, or that's the rice, that's the pasta, that's the breads. Too much of that, not enough plant-based food, and then possibly not enough protein either. So if you think about your typical, I suppose, English-style Christmas dinner, it's like turkey, maybe ham. You've got your roast vegetables on there. Maybe you've got some peas on there, and we used to have mashed pumpkin, and the rest of it is kind of high energy. We want to get more leafy green stuff on there as well. Now, obviously that meal has passed, so I'm just using that as an example. But as you head forward, I personally find if you've had a couple of days where you've had, say, some of that snack food and stuff that you perhaps wouldn't normally eat, or maybe you do, I find that after about 3 days, you are then searching for that type of food. So for instance, if I'm traveling, or when I was traveling, if I can't get access to the normal volume of plant-based food that I would eat, so I eat an enormous, like if I'm eating, say, 15, 20 plus cups of plant-based food a day, and I'm in and out of airports and that kind of stuff, it's just physically not possible to get that much plant-based food because the places don't sell it. So that means I've got to survive on things like wraps and that kind of stuff. So your wraps, it's got a lot of bread, flour, wheat involved. Now, I find after a few days of eating that type of food, by the 3rd day, I'm searching for it. For me, I find that there's addictive things in there, and I'm not fully satisfied because the fibrous plant-based food keeps you fuller for longer, and that will mean that you're less likely to go for other things. And so when you do that, this is your ticket to your weight loss and just not becoming overweight. My coach, I was talking to him just after my last challenge, and I said, look, what I want to do is I want to maintain the single-digit body fat percentage lifestyle. And he said the secret to that is not get fat. Now that might sound obvious, but what he says is you want to live within maybe that 10 to 11, 12% body fat range, and then when you want to get that certain look in your body or whatever, that's when you can crank it up to take it down. So that's where I'm aiming to do it. So how do you do that? Well, you just don't go nuts. And when you say, well, you just don't get fat, well, so I wouldn't have fish and chips every night. I wouldn't have KFC every night. I wouldn't eat a lot of fast food. I wouldn't eat a lot of takeaway. I eat a lot, like I said, a lot of plant-based food, lots of water, making sure that I don't overdo the high energy food, making sure I don't eat, snack on sweet things, high calorie things. I don't drink alcohol. All of those things help me maintain the lifestyle that I want and the body that I want, but also the feeling that I have. I've got very good gut health because of the way that I choose to live. So when you have gone through that bit of a funky time and you're maybe feeling like you've overindulged, you've got to get back to your normal. Now, if your normal is kind of that and you don't have a healthier type of lifestyle, then just rewind and listen to some of the things that I just said there about making sure that you're getting in plenty of plant-based food, etc., etc. The other thing is about making sure that you don't skip meals. Now, a lot of people at this time will overindulge for certain meals, say like breakfast or lunch or something, and then not eat again either for the rest of the day or just have a bit of a meal in the evening, or just start because they're snacking on stuff all through the day on perhaps stuff that's not completely healthy. Then you find you get into this really horrible bloated kind of feeling and you don't feel good about it. So I still focus on my 6 meals a day, even on Christmas Day and the days around it, making sure that I'm fueling myself a consistent way. And I might have a treat here or there. So a treat for me, if you're saying, oh, what's a treat? I have these delicious chocolate protein bars. They're called Chocolate Decadence. They're one of the Isogenics products. Now, they're first-class ingredients. I get my protein in there. I get a sweet hit from the chocolate flavour. But I also know that it's serving my body really well because it's made of world-class or world's best ingredients. But that's my treat. And say, oh, wow, whoop-de-doo. But for me, I've learnt with my body, if I change things too much, like if I had, for instance, say a lot of custard or a lot of anything that's got buttermilk in it just really doesn't agree with me, but like creamy stuff, then I would find that or fatty stuff, I wouldn't feel good. I would physically feel unwell. It doesn't sit well within my stomach. So why would I put myself through it? I find that I would rather, have a little snack that I know works well for me and just get on with the rest of my day. Now, that's the way that I live. That's my lifestyle because I want to live that single body fat percentage lifestyle. There's a lot of people out there that live in a 40% plus body fat percentage lifestyle. And their habits support that lifestyle. I don't want to be like that. So if you're feeling funky right now, 6 meals a day, plenty of plant-based food, get in your breakfast, lunch and dinner, start to clean up your act a little bit if you're consuming a lot of alcohol, if you're consuming a lot of like sweet treats and things like pastries and biscuits. So here in Australia, if I just name a few things that can certainly clog up your system, things like your plum pudding can be very rich, very calorie dense. Things like pavlova that we have here in Australia, that'll normally only last a couple of days because it goes off or it's consumed, or trifle. Things like your mince pies, so your fruity type mince pies. I know in the US, like pumpkin pie is a big thing over there. Other things like your shortbread biscuits, chocolate biscuits, nuts, chocolate coated nuts, chocolates. There's so many different Christmas chocolates that people have at this time of the year. And each chocolate you have could be 100 calories or more. Just depending, and some people get like these huge like tubes filled of chocolate and stuff, and all of this adds up and it can make you be feeling bloated and a bit yucky. So you've just got to get back to a normal sense of eating and cleaner style of eating so that you can clean up your act and clean up what's going on in your body and through your body. And so you'll know what it is that you're doing and what you normally do. And I know that many people will say, well, it's just this once a year, so I'm going to do whatever I like and just enjoy it. And that's fine too. I guess on the other side of that, you have to say, well, you've got to take full accountability for what it is that you're putting into your body and the results that you're getting. I just challenge people to say, maybe set a higher standard for yourself. And if that's, if you want a different outcome for your body at the end of the year, then I would say maybe, even though it is that special festive time of the year, maybe this is a time of year where you need to be making some different choices now, because that will set you up for success for the rest of the year. If you're prepared to go a little bit crazy and relaxed at this time of the year, I guarantee you there'll be other habits that you probably take for granted that are maybe slipping in every day, slipping in every week, which are giving you the outcome that you currently have right now. If you want to change that outcome significantly, or even just a little bit, then maybe that means you've got to consume a little less, consume differently, drink more water, and then the other part of it is doing your exercise. So Christmas Day, I went and did a workout after my kids had gone. And I know, again, many of you might be listening to this and say, oh, well, that's easy for you because, blah, blah, blah. But look, there are many people that are in my type of situation that wouldn't go and do a workout on Christmas Day. I do because it's important for me. It fulfills me. The gym's open 24/7. It doesn't shut unless there's COVID. And that was an important thing for me to do. I would say to you, think about doing some really focused workouts over this holiday season. Create some habits that you want to continue into next year. So if you want to do some strength training 3 days a week, which is what I recommend for people, then find the days and the times of the day that work for you now, and then get into that habit now. So if you've got a couple of weeks off, you could get in 6 workouts and you start to form a little habit. You start to feel good. Your mental health improves. Go and do a workout with your partner as well if you've got one, and enjoy it. Do it with your kids if they can go along to the facility with you, or you do one at home. Just get into some really good habits now. Now, obviously, if you need a hand with any of creating the right workout for you, or knowing how long your workout should be, what you should do, which body parts, etc., then you can go to the mentaltoughnessandbodyshow.com, opt in for a free consult with me, and I can connect with you wherever you are in the world, and we can have a conversation and get you started. But the point is about getting started. I want you to form these new habits. Make 2021 your best year ever. For your health, your wellness, the food that you're putting into yourself, and you watch how other areas of your life change as well. You'll have more energy, you'll have more focus for those important things in your life, and you'll be a happier person. You'll have more mental clarity, and you'll just feel really, really good. So, they're my tips for today. The point is to still really love this time of the year, because I do, and I'm almost at the end of my second day of rest. I've really enjoyed it. I've done some different things. I've taken some time out. It's very hard for me to put my mind at rest, because I'm always thinking about how I can grow and what else I can do more, and I'm reading, and that's getting my mind going as well. But I've been very true to myself and said I'm not going to do any work apart from record these podcasts, and I'm excited about getting back into it tomorrow. I'm excited about what I'm going to achieve for my body over this next 12 months as well. When you can transform your body, I think it's an amazing gift that you can give yourself. And if you haven't done it ever before, or if you aren't where you want to be, and I would safely guarantee that all of you want more for your body in some way. Whether you're the sexiest looking woman alive, or whether you're the most muscular man and fittest looking man, and you're really happy with your body, I guarantee you even that person wants an improvement. I certainly want improvement in my body, and I'm in the best shape that I've ever been in my entire life. But I still want more. I'm hungry. You've got to have that hunger to want to make a difference to your health and wellness, and then that just shows up in other parts of your life as well, which I think is really, really exciting. So keep having a great holiday. Stay safe, and let's start to make some different decisions with your food if you need to. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.